But my favourite game type, as in the longest running one, was the infection game type, where I hope you all know it's basically zombies, and they tend, well, the zombies always carry down swords. Normally, that was the default infection game type. You could change it to whatever you liked, but that was my favourite way of doing it. And I was never particularly good at it, but that was just my favourite. As for the matchmaking, the multiplayer of random people, I like the rocket race, which was never really appreciated by most of the players. If you don't know, basically you ride around on a mongoose. You got one team member on the driving seat, and it's teams of two, and you got a guy on the back with a rocket launcher. And you basically, all you did, you drove around and shot the other players with the rocket launcher, and they had shields, so even a direct hit normally wouldn't kill them. But you could, because of that, you could use the rocket launcher to do massive jumps. And in particular, I remember playing with this one guy who was driving. He was actually drunk at the time, and he was actually a pretty amazing driver, to be honest. And we kept going over this one jump that shouldn't have been, possible. And I just shot the ground as we went up to it. And we hadn't agreed on it the first time. He just went for it, and I thought it was completely stupid. We were gonna crash and all that. And normally you wouldn't go for that kind of jump unless you were confident it was gonna work. And I don't know if he was confident or, he just wasn't thinking about it. But luckily, I shot the rocket at literally right on the edge, and we went flying across, and we ended up landing right behind another team, and completely catching them by surprise. It was a lot of fun. And it's stuff like that that was the best part of Halo 3. The random moments that you could do it again if you were a good player, but players like me, that only happens, once every so often. And it was just really fun. I mean, I couldn't have asked for any better on an Xbox game, to be honest. But yeah, that doesn't mean I don't enjoy my PC days now. I do really like it, otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't have spent so much on this computer, to be honest. I had, when I first started doing this, my computer was a fairly decent home PC. I built it myself. Well, no, I had it built for me. It wasn't a shop bought one. I had, replaced a few parts when they'd broken. But it was built by my uncle, and it was good. It was great for the internet and normal stuff, but I couldn't get very high settings on games. And I'm gonna turn the sound off, because that hitting, the doors, that, I don't know why there's doors down here, but the zombie hidden doors, gotta stop that. It's annoying. But yeah, the PC was good for normal things, but not so much gaming. And as you could see from my Skyrim videos, which I need to start up again, because hopefully I forgot most of what happens in the first mission, because I think the worst part about that is replaying the first few missions, which were arguably some of the worst ones in the entire game. I mean, amazing game, but I'm not one to play things again and again, and that's what I had to do, purely because it kept messing up. And now that I don't have it on my computer at all, seeing as I had to format my hard drive and then I had to replace it anyway, I don't have any of the saved data, so I'm gonna have to replace that at some point. But yeah, I mean, it's a great game. It's just when things go wrong and you have to replace stuff, that's just a bit, you know. But I shouldn't have any problems if I do it again, because my PC can actually take it this time. Probably on quite high settings too. I mean, if any of you remember the software test, I think that was a bit before some of the upgrades I even did recently, to be honest. And you know, I had the Blizzard logo. I was playing World of Warcraft at the time, which I don't think I'll be going back to be honest. I was only playing it because one of my friends was going to play it with me, and he'd paid for a month's subscription for me and all that. So, you know, I was looking forward to playing with him, but he hasn't talked to me since. I don't know why. It was completely lost contact. It wasn't we had an argument and then didn't like each other. It was like he vanished. I don't know what happened to him, but then that's what happens when you only know someone online. You know, they stop going on the internet, they're gone. Not anything to worry about really, but it was just a bit annoying because I had a month of WoW and I didn't even use it because, yeah, it was just because I had to make a new account because he bought me the battle chest for the subscription, and you know, that's a bit cheaper than paying for a month's subscription, but still money that he could have spent on himself, you know. So I just found it strange that he just didn't ever come back, you know. So I had to start again, lost all the stuff that I'd got because I'd played a month before that. I tried to, you know, I got it to test it out, and I liked it, but to me it wasn't worth paying for the subscription more than the month that I already had. So, you know, I just let the subscription run out and went on with my life. But yeah, I was actually quite looking forward to playing with him because he was the first person I actually met on World of Warcraft when I was playing it the first time, and he introduced basically everyone that I ever actually talked to on there since, you know, when I actually met him, which was actually a weird coincidence because I just started a Blood Elf, and this was my first character, and I just got out of the very first area, and I was still in the newbie area, but it was the kind of less newbie area, and I would tell you the names of the places, but I can't remember them. There's some funny elven names, and you know, you probably wouldn't even know what they are anyway, but I was just wandering around, and he was asking people if they wanted help with quests, and most people were probably about 5 and couldn't type, so I was the only one that actually talked to him because I liked the idea of someone a lot higher level walking around killing things for me, because I was quite lazy with that. I liked the story, and which is ironic because I skipped most of the quest dialogue when I got a bit further on, but it was a completely random encounter, and I was talking to him for the entire time I was playing it. And yeah, it was good, don't get me wrong, but I was never that avid of a player. It's just a shame that I couldn't play it again for free. Doesn't matter.